I'm Heather Guerin Rice. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm a Unitarian Universalist pagan ministerial candidate and community minister with the Unitarian Universalist Church of Lancaster, who is sponsoring our solstice this evening. And it is my great privilege to welcome all of you here on this very cold night as we celebrate the cold and the dark and the return of the sun. Please do what you need to feel fully present in this space. Moving, swaying, and dancing are all ways to not only stay present, but maybe even a little bit warm. Lisa Fairman is going to grace us with her beautiful drum. She's going to, as we welcome the sun, there will be an open drumming, so if she could be our only drummer until then, please. In October, we celebrated Samhain in this same place in October. We talked about the Wheel of the Year, our need to take time to slow down. And we talked about the ways that our animal cousins would prepare warm nests and dens to hibernate. Trees conserve their energy and plant relatives tuck down into the soil, and some will germinate over the winter and surprise us with new life in the spring. Here, now, gathered at the next turn of the wheel for the solstice, it is time to hibernate, to rest, perhaps to germinate. Our stuffed animals and blankets are a sacred reminder to snuggle in and rest. And if you forgot to bring a friend, there are several extras who are looking for homes. We all feel the shortening of the days, the ways in which the diminishing of the light impacts our psyche. And then we go inside, turn on the lights, maybe even a special light to ward off seasonal affective disorder. Many of us have down comforters or electric blankets, and with indoor heating, many of us are able to forget the bitter cold for a few hours. There are also many who lack these luxuries, the unsheltered or homeless, those without warm winter coats, those without adequate shelter, and insecure access to food. It's important that we take a moment to remember all these things. Not a guilt trip, just an acknowledgement of the reality of life. It's so very important to speak truth, even when it makes us uncomfortable. And in this sacred time, let us acknowledge in this sacred space the truth of the land beneath and around us. We are gathered on land once inhabited by people known as the Susquehannock and Conestoga, and we are also gathered by the Conestoga just over the hill. We acknowledge the violent legacies of genocide, displacement, colonialism, and settlement that led us to be here today, and remind ourselves to live humbly in relation with the land and with all the indigenous peoples still living and loving on this continent, Turtle Island. Many indigenous people will say all are relatives. May we live into this truth and aspiration together. We gather on this very dark and very cold night to remember why the return of the light was so very important to our ancestors. All over the world, people paid attention to what was going on in the heavens and amongst the stars. There are many versions of calendars, some based on the movements of the sun, some based on the cycles and rhythms of the moon. To honor our Unitarian Universalist heritage, we will now light our chalice with these words by Cynthia Landrum. In the bleak and cold winter, we gather ourselves in to light the fire to warm our spirits, to kindle the flame of love and hope. In order to set this sacred time apart from the rest of our mundane lives, we need to cast a circle. And to embody this and to remind ourselves of our intention to step into this liminal time and space, I invite you, and you don't have to rise if you're willing, and we're going to walk around the outside and cast a physical circle. We've done our best to clear a path, but please be careful. And feel free to stay in place and move in place if you are concerned about the safety of walking in the dark.
Circle round, and I'll tell you a story about when the sun was born again. Now, there are many ways to hear a story. Stories are sacred things. Stories tell us truths that may or may not match with some of the scientific things that we see about the world, and yet are so important. So I wonder how many of us have ever been very, very tired, but still wanted to have our ears open for a story. I wonder how many of us have ever snuggled in, maybe with an animal friend or a sleeping blanket, snuggled in to hear a story. If that's a familiar feeling, I invite you to tug your blanket or your coat a little firmly around you, to bring an animal friend. There may actually be some animal friends. There's some sitting here if you want to have one during our stories tonight. And there also are some on the tables near you, perhaps. This story gets at some truths about how we may see the sun. Are we snuggling yet? Are we burrowing into our winter places? Yes. The story also comes from Starhawk and Diane Baker and Ann Hill. So again, I say, circle round, and I will tell you a story about when the sun was born again. It was the middle of winter, time very like now, and the sun had grown very old. All year long, the sun had worked very hard, rising and setting, day after day. All year long, the sun had fed everybody on earth, shining and shining, giving energy to the trees and the flowers, to the grasses, so that they could grow and feed the animals and birds and insects and people. Working very hard. All year, the sun's gravity held tight to the spinning ball of the earth and the twirling ball of the moon and the 8 other whirling planets, or perhaps 7, as they traveled around and around and around until the poor sun was dizzy watching it all. And now, have you ever felt like this? The poor tired sun could barely make it up in the morning, and after a very short time, needed to sleep again. So, the days grew shorter, and the nights, they grew longer, until the day was so short, it was hardly worth getting up for. Night felt sorry for the sun. "Come to my arms and rest, child," she said. "After all, I am your mother. You were born out of my darkness, billions of years ago, and you will return to me when all things end. Let me cradle you now, just as I shelter every galaxy and star in the universe." So night wrapped her great arms around the sun, and the night was very long indeed. Wondrous things happen in the nighttime, in the darkness. Seeds germinate under the soil. People rest. Dreams come to people. Sometimes we dream at night and we're not alone in the dark because we might have a stuffed animal or a blanket or loved ones nearby. Animals burrow into their homes. Bears hibernate in the caves in the darkness. They need the darkness. It is a holy time. So I invite you to just look out wherever you are into the dark, quiet night for just a moment.
This song was taught to me by Windwalker Dorn. If you haven't had the pleasure of hearing her yet, she is a Native American, and she's a Grammy-nominated artist that we brought into Lancaster last month, and I've become friends with her over the last several months. And so she taught me this song, which was taught to her at a Native American gathering. So she doesn't know all the lineage of the song, but we love the message. White buffalo, calf woman, I seek your wisdom. White buffalo, calf woman, I seek your grace. White buffalo, calf woman, I seek your vision. White buffalo, calf woman, I seek your peace. Fill me with your wisdom. Fill me with your grace. Fill me with your vision. Fill me with your peace. White buffalo, calf woman, I seek your wisdom. White buffalo, calf woman, I seek your grace. White buffalo, calf woman, I seek your vision. White buffalo, calf woman, I seek your peace. Fill me with your wisdom. Fill me with your grace. Fill me with your vision. Fill me with your peace. White buffalo, calf woman, I seek your wisdom. White buffalo, calf woman, I seek your grace. White buffalo, calf woman, I seek your vision. White buffalo, calf woman, I seek your peace. Fill me with your wisdom. Fill me with your grace. Fill me with your vision. Fill me with your peace.
And this is a winter solstice meditation that was written for us for tonight by Denise White. Early nightfall, crisp mornings, the sharp silhouette of leaf-bare branches, Orion marching across the evening sky. These are some of familiar signs of winter. We often speak of turning inward during these darker months, becoming quiet and introspective, staying home more often, sleeping longer. Yet there's another side to winter that contrasts with our natural inclination to rest and contemplate, a side that insists we shop till we drop, eat and drink more than we care to, and generally rush around. Perhaps this year, with some preparation and planning, we can plant the seeds for a more intuitive, simpler, and natural holiday season. Winter solstice can be a profound way to tune into the magic and beauty of the season. For people throughout the ages, from the ancient Egyptians and Celts to the Hopi, midwinter has been a significant time of ritual, reflection, and renewal. Creating a meaningful celebration of winter solstice, either in place of or in addition to other holiday activities, can help us cultivate a deeper connection to nature and family and all the things that matter most to us. Celebrating the solstice has been a way to renew our connection with each other and with the numinous through acts of goodwill, special rituals, and heightened awareness. Solstice reminds us of the cycles that guide our relationship with the natural world and invites us to reflect on our place within it. On this day, the passage of time is visual, nearly palpable. It marks the shift into light that will cultivate new life and growth. In the spirit of darkness and in the anticipation of the growing daylight ahead, winter solstice offers an opportunity to look inwards. And we will begin. Take a deep, long breath. Send all that stress that has been accumulating in your body down through your body all the way to the earth. What you are sitting on is not a chair. You are sitting on a planet. This planet is offering you much more than just a place to sit. In your mind's eye, you see her, Mother Earth, Gaia, Terra, the pale blue dot, beautiful and fragile. Mother Earth is a living being just like you and me, a nurturing planet that was created to support and nourish our lives in so many ways that it is hard to imagine. She provides everything that we can ever ask for to create a life we've always dreamed of. Earth is constantly giving in every season and in every place. Surely there was a time in your life when you wished for something different and the earth did not provide it. That's okay. Maybe it was more sunny days, or in some places more rain, or fresh mangoes and strawberries all year long. Keeping the balance has two sides, and Mother Earth knows it. Just look at it closely. The earth is always giving, and she must give in balance to achieve balance. Because the earth exists in physical realms after light, dark must come. Earth also needs to rest and take her time to be able to give again and in her full potential. Just as we need to sleep and rest to go out in the world and do our best. We are nurtured from a place of constant giving our home. Even though we don't have a physical root like a tree does, we are firmly planted all the time. Being aware of this is very important because knowing where your body is coming from, where it is nurtured from, opens you up to more support. What you focus on grows. Consciously connecting to the earth brings so much support and balance into your body, your mind, and your soul. Feeling more supported in life means less fear because lots of our fears are coming from a feeling of separateness from the place we belong to. The feeling of belonging to our home helps us to follow our true calling of purpose. All the misunderstanding and damage being done in this world is coming from a feeling of isolation. But in truth, you are never alone. We are all one, rooted in the earth. When you plant a seed, think a thought, make an action, it will never stay in one place. Nothing you do, think, or act upon is too small to change this world for the better. As you are sitting, bring your awareness to the bottom of your spine. Imagine you are a young tree that was just planted into a wet and nourishing soil. And naturally, you start growing your roots, growing deeper and deeper. It feels safe and comforting. You are home where life begins, where life returns. You are life, and you feel held in the comforting arms of your mother. She whispers gently, I am in your heart as you are mine. You are in my hands as I am in your hands. Rest your weary head. Let your mother comfort you. My arms bring you in close to feel my love and warmth. Feel it swirl around us. It spins out through the universe and touches everything. Just like you, Mother Earth reacts to the loving thoughts. Now with your roots in Mother Earth, it's time to say thank you and feel appreciation for her. Take your time and do what you feel like doing. Now you can slowly put awareness back into your body and pull roots back up inside of you. Today can be the first day for all of us as we say again, thank you for supporting us from the moment we were born into this world. Thank you, Mother Earth, for giving us all we need.
Return, return to the darkness, return this longest night of wonder. Return, return to the dream, return this holy night to ponder. Deep is the night, listen, listen, turn to the light, waken, waken. Deep in the night, turn to the light, waken to sun's ancient summons. We who are born of a star, who then are we? We who are loved by a star, who then are we? Deep is the night, listen, listen, turn to the light, waken, waken. Deep is the night, turn to the light, waken to sun's ancient summons. We who are born of a star, who then are we?
When last we left the sun, they were snuggled in the beautiful arms of the night, and perhaps we were snuggling with an animal friend or a blanket. You can pull that a little closer now. The night was so long. Why does the dark go on so long? Asked children all over the earth. Won't the sun ever come back again? The sun is very tired, the old one said. But maybe if you children say thank you for all the things the sun does for us, the light may return in the morning. The children sang songs to the sun. They thought about all the things the sun gave them. Thank you for growing the lettuces and the corn and the rice and the wheat. Thank you for growing the trees of the forest and the seaweed in the oceans and the krill that feeds the whales. Thank you for stirring the air and making winds that bring the rain. Every time a child said thank you, the sun began to feel a little warmer, a little brighter. Wrapped safely in the arms of night, the sun grew younger and younger. At last the children had to go to bed. "We will stay up and wait for the sun to rise again," the old one said. "Can't we stay up too?" the children asked. You can try, but you will get too sleepy," the old one said. "But you can each light a candle, because all fire is a spark of the sun's fire. Put your candle in a very safe place, and let it keep vigil for you as you sleep and dream of sunrise." Perhaps you see a candle near you now. So the children lit their candles and put them in very safe places, and each flame was a little spark of the sun's fire. And the sun peeped out from between the arms of night and saw all the little fires and began to feel warmer and brighter and younger still. Early in the morning, the old ones woke the children. Together they climbed a high hill and faced to the east, the direction of sunrise. They sang songs to the sun and ran around trying to keep warm. They waited and waited to see what dawn would bring. Well, the sky began to turn from black to indigo to blue. Slowly the sky grew light. A golden glow crept over the horizon. Night opened her great arms, and in a burst of brightness the sun appeared, new and strong and shining. For in the long night the sun had rested well and grown young from the songs and the thanks of the children, young as a brand new baby, born out of night once more. Everybody cheered, and the children jumped up and down. "The sun has returned! The sun is reborn!" the people cried, and they danced and sang to celebrate the birth of a new day. And then they went home to breakfast.
And we're going to welcome the sun with some big flames over in our cauldron. So if you'd like to get up and come over and join us, we're hoping for warmth. the center of our souls. Thank you for your sacred presence. All are one and all are whole. Lover spirit, now departing, bless us ever as we dwell. With the drum and with the cauldron, from the source we bid farewell. To do good in the rest of the world. So I want everyone, imagine you're holding a beach ball. Really feel it, feel how soft it is, all that air in it, how warm it is from being on the beach. And I want you to hold it, kind of bounce it a couple of times. And all that energy and all that love and peace that you're feeling right now, put that in that ball. And then we're going to throw it, and it's going to go out in the universe. So you're going to throw it as high as you can, imaginary. Please try not to knock anything over or break anything. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And finally, Jean, if you would help us extinguish the chalice. We have these words by Kevin Jagot. A wisp of smoke rises from an extinguished candle. When the candle dims, the wax almost spent, the light turns amber like a sunset. Still it provides light, still it provides heat. Still it can kindle a new flame and pass its glow on and contribute to new illumination when sunsets turn to new days. And seasons transform all. When the candle dims, all is not lost. Hope continues, uncertain and true, like candlelight, ready to spark again. All is not lost. And thank you. We have warm beverages. I believe there's hot chocolate and hot cider and some snack food, and you're welcome to hang out and drum. And just be aware that there are candles with flame on the tables, please. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Happy solstice!